In Mariupol, the drama theater is all blocked off, obscuring the horror that took place here 2 years ago. Hundreds were sheltering inside when it was bombed. But now crews work to rebuild it, along with the rest of the ruins, remaking Mariupol into a Russian city. When you enter the city, you see this famous sign. People are taking pictures with it, and it's painted in the 3 colors of the Russian Federation, says this host for state media. There has been an endless stream of Russian television reports trumpeting Russia's vision for Mariupol. Thousands of construction workers have been reportedly brought in. Some videos show smiling, grateful families moving into new homes. And celebrations. Mariupol is becoming reborn. For this, we thank Russia, says one resident.
If this is the new Mariupol, all I can say that the old Mariupol was much better.
Maria Che, who goes by the name of Gerda in the military, spent 5 years living in the city. She fought for the Azov battalion and spent 2 months underground at the Azovstal plant as it was bombarded by Russian forces.
I thought many times, that we would die. And many people for sure were already dead.
She was taken prisoner along with hundreds of other Ukrainian fighters. At times, she said she was beaten and tortured. This was the moment she arrived back in Ukraine, released in a prisoner exchange a year later. She was smiling on the outside, but inside she felt numb.
Almost every night I have nightmares. The city was full of nice people and full of life. And just after the big war, it was full of death.
Human Rights Watch estimates that at least 8,000 people died in Mariupol. It's hard to get an accurate picture of what's going on there now. Just a few foreign journalists have been allowed in to report. Footage shot by a Norwegian news crew shows blocks of destroyed buildings and in other areas, brand new apartment complexes. Now they require a Russian passport everywhere, said this woman, to get medicine or wherever we go, like in public offices.
5 million.
This 35-minute piece published on YouTube looks at the reconstruction of Mariupol, including the potential for real estate opportunities. We see that the owners of this apartment left their homes in a hurry, leaving their children's things, says a realtor, who adds it's a tragedy without saying who's to blame. This piece was made by a pro-Russian channel and says some of those who fled Mariupol now want to sell their homes because they have no interest in returning. The owners of other apartments have been killed. Throughout the city, a few thousand residents are reportedly waiting to get a new home after theirs was damaged or destroyed. This group appealed to Russia's president. Their building was bombed during the siege. It was demolished and replaced with this brand new complex. It boasts 51 luxury apartments that are up for sale and unaffordable to most living in Mariupol. In another part of the city, this was all that was left of Irina's apartment. She walks around the mangled rubble that was her kitchen. This is where she used to live with her son. We aren't using her real name or identifying her because she fears speaking out.
Nothing has changed for the better for me. Everything is just worse.
Her 25-year-old son was killed in Russian shelling shortly after the siege began. She says the apartment they shared was owned by him. And she doesn't have the documents needed to prove that she should be eligible for a new apartment from the Russian government.
The Russians here in the city see themselves as the czars, that they are so good that they came here and liberated us. And they sure did that. They liberated us from anything and everything, from a good life, from our homes.
Across Mariupol, Russian officials are taking an inventory of the buildings, demolishing some and working to repair others. But some residents who moved back into supposedly renovated buildings have been met with this.
А что это за дырка такая?
This video was taken by Yevgeny Petrov, a Russian who started a YouTube channel and has made dozens of trips to Mariupol to document life along with people's problems.
You see outside building is more or less okay, but then you enter apartment and now you see actually just like walls and that's it. There is a compensation, but it's not enough.
He says social issues like housing and jobs are top of mind now. And a former local politician who worked in this municipal building before it was bombed during the war agrees. We're not identifying him because he was jailed for a month after criticizing Russian authorities. He still lives in Mariupol as his family is here.
Люди как бы больше думают о бытовой уже сфере, нежели о политической, потому что на политическую обстановку они никак не влияют. Самое основное, это главное, чтобы не повторилось то, что было в 22 году в марте. И прекратится война, и гибель людей с той стороны.
As for Czech, she considers herself lucky. She's now staying near Riga, Latvia, getting rehabilitation. She says she's slowly dealing with the physical and emotional trauma, but remains disgusted by the prospect of Russia rebuilding Mariupol.
It's completely immoral because you should pay respect to those civilians you killed there.
Do you think you'll ever be able to return to Mariupol?
To return just to pay the respect to those who died there, just to maybe to bring some flowers, maybe to remember some things.
But it's unlikely she'll ever be able to return as long as Russia remains in control, rebuilding and rebranding a community that it now claims is a city of military glory.